And this is a live look at Boston as Tropical Storm Henri heads north along the East Coast. Henri is coming our way, but for now, southern New England is really bracing for landfall. Ken Graham is the director of the National Hurricane Center. He's been tracking the storm and joins us now live from Miami with the latest. Good morning, Ken. How's it looking?
Yeah, good morning, Ryan. Really looking at this system, and now a tropical storm Henri, and everybody has to realize whether it's a tropical storm or a hurricane, that separation there is only a mile an hour. So no such thing as just a tropical storm. Still going to have some pretty big impacts here. Forecast is really close to what we've been saying, and that look at this rainfall as far away as Boston. I was hearing you mention that. So those rain bands getting closer and closer to you all. So with time, a lot of these areas just going to get heavy tropical rain on top of saturated soil. That's going to be the big story. It's going to be significant flooding in some areas.
Seems like wind always gets the attention of people, but in this storm, it might be remembered more for the rain than the wind, particularly to our south.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, look at these rainfall totals. We had Fred come by. We've already had these initial rain bands start saturating the soil already last night and this morning, and yet to come. We still have another 4 to 6 inches in some areas of Connecticut, getting into western portions of Massachusetts, and then even these tropical rains up into New Hampshire and Vermont. Some of this 2 to 4 inches, some isolated areas of 6 inches of rain. That tropical rain is so efficient; it comes down so quickly, and that's where you can see some of your problem areas in that flooding.
Right, and of course it's been such a wet summer here, which is part of the concern too. Now that this is technically a tropical storm, it won't go down as the first landfalling hurricane in New England since 1991. But what's something Mainers and New Englanders should consider ahead of perhaps a more legitimate hurricane that's flying through with a lot of wind?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the season is, we got a long ways to go in this season, and you think about this system coming through and in the future, but some of these are so strong and they usually move so fast by the time they get to New England. So you usually get the situation where those high winds, the hurricane force winds, could really stretch well inland. This doesn't happen too often, where they come in right now at 18 miles an hour, then slowing down, making that sharp right turn. You don't get too many of them slow down like that. So the wind's not going to be the big story. It's going to be the rainfall. However, the big caution there is when you saturate the soil, it may only take a 25-30 mile an hour wind gust and still knock down some trees and get some power outages. So still some of those dangers with the trees falling and the power outages is something else to consider with this system as well.
Very good point, Ken, and we're fortunate here in Maine that the worst will be staying to our south. Thank you for joining us from Miami this morning.